Hello, folks. This is Color Folk Anime, where we talk about anime. Right, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective with a couple friends. Kris.
Hi.
Jordan.
What's up?
And the giggly guy at the back, Malcolm.
The giggling guy.
Hello, folks.
Who is making all this stuff happen. And we're the official podcast of 50 plus subscribers on YouTube. Oh! Sorry, that's lit. It took a long time, but we're here.
We're here.
and we are going to be covering a few things today. We're talking about the Marvel's releases for the next year, what we're most excited about.
Phase, yeah.
First impression of the anime Star Wars trailer. And we're talking about Shang Chi.
Yes.
And the experiment comments made by the Disney CEO and Awkwafina's ever so haunting black scent. Can't wait to talk about it. But before we get to all of that stuff, rate us on iTunes, rate us, subscribe to us on Spotify, anywhere you can hear podcasts. Please rate, listen, subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. This is where you get to see all the magic happen. All right, you see all the laughs, you see all the cool decor, the cool drip. Everything that is cool is in the YouTube video. So please subscribe. If it's your first time, if it's your last time and you don't use YouTube, just hit that subscribe button. Like, we just need to subscribe. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for helping us get this far. And we got a goal to get to 100 subscribers. Help us do it. You know, it's going to be hard work, but if you help us, we can do this thing. But first thing I'm
with the power of friendship.
But first, I want to point out all this stuff here. Kris, where does all this stuff come from?
So I bought these jars probably before I moved into this place.
Yeah.
They are off of this girl. Her page for these is called Kiki Jars. And they're the One Piece pirates. I even got Jinbei. Sanji's in the fridge because he has yeast inside of him. They're all baking goods. And I put them in places where I would remember where they are. So sugar is in Chopper. Baking soda is in Usopp. Baking soda is in Frankie. Baking powder is in Usopp. It makes sense if you know the pirates. Although Jordan was quite lost
Jordan
when I was explaining
Jordan didn't like your system at all.
He was like, what?
Nah,
I'm like, that it doesn't make sense. I put flour in Zoro because he likes alcohol, like beer and stuff, and it's wheat based, and so it helps me remember. So that's the most important part, is that I remember where my baked goods are. But in any case, yes, she did the front with the chibi characters, and on the back, the part that's facing us are their little flag symbols and stuff. I don't know if somebody wants to turn one around.
Do a little Dana
For the people. Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
Oh. So they're my cute little hand painted.
It could be yours if the
jars.
price is right.
Yes. I'll go to her Instagram page and shoot her a message. Tell her that we sent you. Although it was when I had my own Instagram, so chances are she's no idea who you're talking about. But that's okay. That's all right. It's okay. I dropped a cool dime on that, which you will see when you see how much these jars cost. But that's okay. I like them. And sometimes, you become an adult and you make your own money and you spend it frivolously on nerd shit. So
That's
where'd you get the bag from?
Oh, this bag, which I didn't actually mean to be still holding, but I don't have Baby Yoda at the moment. So this is my brother bought this bag.
Because he's awesome.
Shut up, Malcolm.
From where did you buy it from? I don't even know where you got it from. Hot Topic?
Yeah, Hot Topic.
Yeah.
A Hunter bag.
It's a Hunter bag, which is my favorite anime. And my children are on here. Gon and Killua. And their friend Leorio, who, it's their
Would that make you Killua's mom?
I'm both of their moms, Gon and Killua's mom.
But you're like Killua's mom?
Yeah.
Just checking.
Wait, what?
The crazy lady with
the crazy. We all have that side to us. deep inside. I always say we're one traumatic incident away from being serial killers. So
I don't know how we got there, but it's
I don't know how I
okay.
feel about that.
Jordan, what is our next segment? Get us out of here.
Yeah, right.
Out of the darkness.
Not serial killers.
Hey, y'all let me talk for like a long time.
No, we didn't let
tendencies.
you talk. You just took it.
Yeah, she just
Did I take it?
Yes.
I feel like you gave me the floor. Is
No.
what I feel like.
No, I
We
said,
had the
what is
small
that?
plug for
and we got the
yeah.
serial killers from what is on the bag.
Why you
You could have just said
Hisoka's
one.
not even on the bag.
At all. But it's okay. It's Jordan's go.
It's my
Jordan,
turn.
what topic are
Is
we
he
my
got
on?
your
turn to
socks
talk.
on?
I've got the talking mic. No.
I got the stick.
I got the talking
I got
stick.
the serious stick.
I don't have one on a stick. Anyway. Hey, we should totally get a talking stick. Random asides. Nah, but this is our what are you reading and watching segment. The wow sound.
You don't have to get it. I know where to put it.
Jazz
Say
hands
cue
and
it.
everything.
Did you do it?
It's done. It's done.
It's done. It's done.
Oh, Lord.
This is probably why people stop watching.
No, for sure. Where we at? 15 minutes? This is like our average time right here.
Yeah. But no. So for me, I've been watching just what we've been watching for today, which is fruit baskets or fruits baskets.
There you go.
We were having a discussion earlier on what's the correct plural for fruit.
Yes.
Go in the comments what you
Yeah,
think.
let us know
whether
in the
it's
comments,
fruit or
please.
fruits.
Yeah.
Because there are those of us that speak the Queen's English.
And if you
I'm
say
crying.
fishes, don't comment at all.
You
don't count.
That's true.
Wait, what is
No,
that video
or
where it was like,
Mises,
it's
or-
moose and Mises, right? And you're like, what?
Those videos are
It's like,
fantastic.
no.
But no, so
Oh.
just been watching Fruit Basket. And then for reading, so the only thing I've read this week that's not solo leveling is that other one called The Player That Can't Level Up, which I had only read like the first handful of chapters in it, and then I kind of stopped. It got really good pretty quick. So it's not like solo leveling epic, and it didn't get like as good as quickly as solo leveling did. But kind of a similar concept. And then, so they started out very similarly, like I said. And then the good thing is they like totally deviated in story format. So like they both started with like the monster gates and like, you know, hunters and different things like that. And then that's kind of where the similarities stop at that point, which is good because I thought they was going to be like, okay, well, this is kind of a regurgitated story. But no, it got really good pretty quick, like in the first 10 chapters. And so now I'm like 20, 30 chapters in, and it got really good. So that one's really good. That's pretty much been my week so far. Has been watching Fruit Baskets and then reading The Player That Can't Level Up. What about y'all?
Yeah, I started watching, I'm not even through the first episode, but I started watching Black Butler.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see where it goes. It's really awkward already.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it doesn't lose that feeling.
Yeah,
it doesn't lose.
Yeah, I don't get where it's going, but I'll try to. I'm just trying to expand my horizons. We'll see that where that ends. So, and also watching Fruits Baskets. But we'll see. So I've been watching that, and then I've been watching this. I don't know if I'm fin- I don't think I'm gonna finish it. This is K-drama called Sweet Home. It's like
Alabama?
Nah, it's like
Don't ever talk about my jokes.
it's like this
Shut up, Malcolm.
it's like this town essentially turns it like everybody turns into like these special zombies.
You and zombies.
That's my thing. That's vampires, zombies, all that sci-fi, and that's my joint. And then when they intersect with anime, it's like a holiday for me. So, Kris, what are you reading and watching?
What am I reading and watching? Mostly the back of my eyelids. So I've been mostly playing video games.
Okay.
I've been reading Mashal.
Nice.
But I also have been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite and sucking at it. Also, I've been testing streaming, and I've been testing streaming with Yakuza 0.
Ooh, how is that game?
it still gets me a little bit excited. Mostly because I'm running away from people constantly. And I played it once and I was like, oh, okay, that's how you do the buttons. And then the next time I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot how to fight. I don't remember what any of these buttons do.
That's funny.
So, it's been an adventure. I've realized that my sense of direction is awful. It's like I'm looking at the pink dot on the screen telling me where to go and I'm on the corner and I just cannot figure out which building that pink dot is on. So it's been an adventure. We're working out the kinks, and so, but yeah, most of my time has been playing video games,
Okay.
and then watching Fruit Basket. Have I watched anything else?
No.
Yeah. Fruit Basket.
Have I? I know there's other things that I watched, but we all know how good my recollection is.
Malcolm, what have you already watching? Playing?
I only been watching Fruit Basket.
Fruits Basket.
Fruit Basket?
Fruits?
Fruit Basket?
Fruit.
I'm not even going to say the T. I'm just a Fruit Basket. That's all I've been really watching. Been watching mostly inside of my eyelids. Hence the lullaby.
Right on cue.
Right on cue.
So yeah, that's all I kind of been watching. Just trying to binge watch that.
Speaking of games, sorry, I just had a quick aside. Did any of you guys watch, if you care, the new trailer, the release trailers for the new Pokemon games? So there's 2 that are coming out.
Oh.
So there's a remaking Diamond and Pearl. So there's
Okay.
Brilliant. I don't know. I don't remember the titles. Brilliant, Resplendent, something like that. So they're remaking Diamond and Pearl, which look great, honestly. They have like the little chibi characters, which is different. So it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's really cute. You should watch the trailer because I know you're gonna
like
get
cute
it.
Things.
You do like cute things. You're gonna like it. And they brought back some cool things that have been in previous games, like having an underground base, which they had in one of the previous games. I don't remember which one. Like I think it was Ruby and Sapphire. But so they brought back having your own little secret hideout, which was a fun feature that they canned because Pokemon is Pokemon. Yeah. And they can things that fans like. And then the second one is Pokemon Legends Arceus. So it's the open world Pokemon game.
I've heard of that one. I have heard of that one.
So they teased. So the first trailer came out like 2-3-ish months ago.
Yeah.
And when they first released the trailer, it had those vibes of like every person that's been a Pokemon fan since the 90s, all of us old heads that have been Pokemon fans since the get-go. Mm-hmm. This is what we wanted, sort of. It's getting in that direction where it's like, okay, you're roaming freely. Pokemon are roaming freely. You're like throwing balls at things like that are actually in the wild. You can actually avoid Pokemon.
It's Pokemon Go in a video game.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Well, they released the second trailer. The second trailer, I don't want to get too hyped because then I'm going to be mad, disappointed when it's not as good as I think it's going to be. Yeah. I hope it's going to be. But the second trailer looks a lot better. Yeah. And it actually shows Pokemon very upset and attacking you as a trainer. And I was like, oh, so, okay. So we're on some Digimon level of danger here. Which
he had to bring
it in full circle. I had to because y'all be hating. But no, there's some actual danger here.
Digimon
where like
conversation, I was like,
sometimes
do I chime in?
Yeah. Anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted by the haters. So looks like there's some real danger to this. Where not only will your Pokemon wake up in the Pokemon Center, maybe you will wake up in the Pokemon Center as well after catching hands in the wild.
If a Jigglypuff put hands on me, I'm gonna be really upset.
Well, then you're gonna wake up with marker all over.
Right, I'm like, I'll be really upset.
But no, if you haven't seen those trailers, go watch those trailers because they were released, I think, yesterday. Because they had like a Pokemon Direct, so those look great. So you should watch.
Nice.
Dope.
Both are coming out for Switch.
Speaking of anticipated things, a new trailer came out for that, and this was already talked about before. This isn't like a super duper surprise. The trailer was a surprise though. The animated version, well, I can't even say that. It's like the anime version of Star Wars. Of course, they have plenty animated Star Wars like miniseries and stuff like that. And it came out. Did anybody get a chance to watch it? Somebody posted in our Facebook.
I think it got posted in our group twice. I think
it's amazing looking.
What did y'all think?
Great.
What did y'all think? Because I had mixed feelings on it.
I think it was one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too is like again, it's going to be one shots and it's different studios, so it's gonna like each one's gonna look different,
Right.
which I think is why the trailer
Because they doing a different person each time, each story of a different person.
Yeah, and so they're one-off stories. So some of them take place in like what's already been animated or in movies, you know, like no timelines, and then stuff is like completely unrelated to storylines that we've seen before.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they got mad creative with all the lightsabers and like
he put out that stick and all the lightsabers fanned out.
all the umbrella joint
Yeah.
and it was.
I've only seen clips,
it was.
so I didn't see the whole trailer.
You gotta watch the whole
great.
trailer.
It was great.
It was mad creative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I'm excited.
It's something that I probably would enjoy as like someone that likes stories.
Yeah, well, if you like Animatrix
you know
or
the
the Batman Gotham Knights one.
Hold on,
like,
sorry, what?
I said because you know how.
No, Chris talked like 55 minutes.
I don't think they'll be able to hear us at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you're good. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm just saying it's like if you like Animatrix or Batman Gotham Knights was the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Like different anime studios did Matrix stories, and like their take on the stuff is really good. Like the coolest Matrix one was like supreme athletes are close to breaking through on their own because they're so close to doing unrealistic things. That if they get to a certain point, like they'll wake up. Like that was a concept. And the Batman one, it kind of went through his training in like India to why he could take pain so well. Like, so seeing what they're gonna do with some of the Star Wars lore is gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As long as they don't touch what they did at the end of the last movie.
I don't think it's not going to be related to what's currently.
No, it's usually all backstory type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, you know, we'll see.
What I was saying is, you know how the Star Wars community can be in a general sense, in that they hate everything.
Yeah, that's true.
They hate everything.
They hate Star Wars. They hate the fandom. They hate the people that make it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
actors.
Yeah, I'm not mad at them hating certain episodes, like in the general episodes, like the movies, because some of them were really bad.
Yeah.
I feel like we had that discussion before here too.
Yeah.
But like when you get to this point of like a franchise lasting this long, looking to tell different stories, it's just let it be. It's how I feel about Dragon Ball Z right now. It's like I'll just let it be. I'm not gonna trash y'all. Like, of course, Goku is still getting stronger. So what? And so like I think at least with Star Wars,
getting stronger and still getting whooped for some reason.
Right? But for side note, before I get back on my main point, somebody did a chronological grid of Vegeta.
Every time he lost the fight,
every time he took an L, they did a chronological grid. Anyways,
he's such a good dad, though. That's what he got on Goku. He was a good dad.
Yeah, I mean, he had to sacrifice somewhere.
And a good husband.
Imagine telling him that though.
My wife. Yeah,
but I feel like at least with Star Wars, you'll get good stories. So I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of good stories and people being touched by movies, working on it. Anyways, so a little while back before the Shang Chi movie came out, not gonna go there yet. Let's talk about Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. Let's talk about all the movies. I'm gonna read it, all the release dates, scheduled the release dates for all the movies that are coming out. Then we'll hop into that. My bad. So Black Widow already came out July 9th. Y'all
I still have not seen it.
I've seen it
either.
Okay.
It was good.
Is it?
I've heard it.
It's good. I'm not gonna see it, but it's good. It's good.
No.
I'm not gonna see it, but I'm glad it's solid.
Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is my favorite Marvel movie. But it's like a grounded action movie. Like it's a good action movie. Like that's what it is.
Okay.
It looks good. And I've heard everyone loves Yelena at the end.
Yeah, she's cool.
Well, which is by design because she's supposed to be relevant from now on.
She kind of doesn't have a choice.
Right.
We got Shang Chi that's coming out September 3rd, and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Eternals is coming out November 5th.
New trailer came out.
I didn't see the trailer.
I saw it in theaters. Yeah, it looks good.
Looks amazing.
Just been seeing the posters. I didn't see the trailer.
Shout out to Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah, she is in it.
I'm dying.
I'm sick that I can say that.
Bro, I'm telling you, the actors in that movie, they like assembled the Eternals from Hollywood, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Right.
Right.
I mean, who thought they were gonna get like a Angelina Jolie?
Yeah,
Like,
they got-
how,
movie
it's like,
like
how are
that?
y'all all over 50 and still
and
look
not only-
35?
Not only that too, but they got international stars too, because they got the Indian guy. I don't remember his name.
Oh no, that's Oh, what is he? He's a comedian.
Yeah,
he's a
but-
And
comedian.
I always forget his name.
So they got him, but
I
like
love
they
him.
got him with mad Bollywood
He's
vibes in the trailer.
absolutely
And then
hilarious.
they got the Korean dude. What is his name?
There's a deaf girl
like the
too
Korean
that plays
tank?
the super fast Eternal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You talking about? Oh yeah.
Which they logic that out as why her being deaf and being fast, the sonic
interesting.
boomy thing, and so it makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, lots of good actors in that one.
Yeah, we got Spider-Man: No Way Home coming out December 17th. Doctor Strange Into Multiverse of Madness, that's next year March. Thor: Love and Thunder next year May. Black Panda.
Wow.
I was like, did they change it because
Black
of
Panther.
Chadwick?
Black Panther. That's because China's slowly buying Africa.
Get out.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever coming out July. The Marvels November 11th. Ant-Man and the Wasp next year February. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 next year May, and then they're working on Fantastic Four, and it's a bunch of series, but I just wanted to read off the.
I'm least excited for Fantastic
What?
Four.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
I've
it.
been disappointed too many times.
Let's talk about it. One second.
Sorry, okay,
Hold on.
go.
What are we most excited for first?
Okay.
I feel like we got to do that one first. Let's least excited first. That one.
Explain.
Talk about it. Yeah.
My heart was ripped out of my chest
Multiple
the
times.
last one. There's only 2 movies that I've been like so upset about that I wanted to walk out, and it's Justice League and that version of Fantastic Four. It was the worst.
The newest one with
The newest one with Michael B. Jordan in it. It was awful.
was exceptionally bad.
So bad. It was
I still haven't watched it.
infuriatingly
You haven't
bad.
watched it? Yeah.
Don't.
It's good.
Don't.
You're good.
Why ruin your life?
Well,
Don't do it.
They had the Sue Storm was adopted, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that's
The dynamic between the two of them as siblings is something
weird,
that's
yeah.
like essential to the story,
Right.
and then to make them adopt it, not saying like it just doesn't make sense. If you're gonna make a change to the story, make it make sense, and it didn't make sense. I've been disappointed. And it's starting to make me feel that maybe live action Fantastic Four can't exist. Maybe it's not its destiny to ever be a film. Just put them in other films. Introduce them.
They did.
Just never give them their own movie ever.
I mean, I feel like at this point though, like they can't do any worse. So,
Well, no, that's what you think when you see the original '90s versions, which I now think of with much nostalgia.
right.
Now I'm like, those are good movies. What was everyone complaining about?
They weren't bad compared to
they
like.
were just campy.
Yeah, they weren't bad
Campy.
compared to the
Freddie Prinze Jr. and
to the comic book movies that were coming out at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
What
even
was
the
it,
Hawk
Freddie
with
Prinze Jr.?
with Bang
That was
campy.
That was. But I feel like with the way they've been, well, now that Marvel's involved in the production, I feel like the way that they've been doing all their characters, the casting, the stories, I feel like they will get it right. And it will have redeemed.
Do you think that they will go serious or more like comedic?
Serious.
I think they'll go serious.
I
be
hope
serious.
that they do serious.
Well, because I mean, the thing
But
is,
like they
Doom,
just don't do
with
the last one.
because Doctor Doom is one of like the main. That's like a huge, huge Marvel villain.
And
you
if they
can't
kill
not
him,
do,
I'm gonna be mad.
No, they can't kill him. You can't
No,
not
Marvel
do the
kills their
Fantastic.
villains.
Well, we'll talk about it. Anybody else got any more least excited? Because mine is totally different than Fantastic Four.
What's your least
Thor:
excited?
Love of Thunder.
I was gonna say Thor. Thor is
Out of all of
interesting.
them.
They're starting to do a good job with the Thor movies.
I like the
now.
third one,
Yeah,
but
Ragnarok was great.
like
Ragnarok was funny.
out of that list, that's the one I'm least excited for.
Yeah, I was
even least
Thor.
excited for than Shang Chi.
Yeah, and I
You're
mean,
not
and it
excited
looks
for
like Shang Chi
Shang-Chi?
is.
No, I'm saying I'm more excited for Shang Chi than
Thor.
Oh.
And Thor's the established hero. What are you most excited about off this list?
I think for me personally, I'm actually most excited for Shang Chi because, I mean, it's new. You have a mainly Asian cast, at least for some of your main characters, which is dope. Obviously, your first Asian male lead in a Disney film and a Marvel movie.
And dude is good too, man.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah,
you watch on Netflix. There's a show, Kim's Convenience. He's one of like the
No, I
leads.
haven't watched that.
Yeah.
It's a funny show. It's a great show.
Awkwafina, that's a...
Awkwafina's not in there.
No. I'm thinking about Nora's something.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, different one.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'm actually excited about that. Partially because that, and then partially because it's a martial arts movie. Like I love martial arts movies.
You saw
And
those hidden tiger crouching.
Oh, for
dragon
sure, yeah.
Stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
You see the strings?
Yeah,
You see the
right.
I
strings?
said it that way. I know.
But yeah, I think that honestly, because out of all those movies, obviously I'm super excited for the next Black Panther movie.
As niggas, we are obligated to.
We're
say that.
obligated to be fans of that.
I'll be there, dressed up as Killmonger, even though I don't like his character. Just probably the only way I could dress up
His
as.
character's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We'll
You
talk
just
about
as
that.
Forrest Whitaker's character.
He's not dead though. Killmonger's not dead.
Yeah,
I don't know if
he's not
that's.
dead. He's supposed to
And I'm not
come
spoiling
back.
it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said he's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
well, I mean, he's dead.
the thing I'm most excited for is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
That looks- yeah.
Spider-Man
Oh,
is
yeah.
my favorite hero in the Spider-Man, like in the Marvel.
Marvel,
well,
yeah.
he's
Okay.
not. He's in a Marvel universe for now.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with this dude. They pull him out and pull him back in only because I keep hearing about all the other Spider-Man
That
because
they
it's the
might do,
multiverse.
like a multiverse thing.
And so they really gonna lean into it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this could be great. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't really care much about Garfield, but
It kind of feels
Y'all
a
bring
little
back-
like Swagger Jackin' though, because they definitely had like the most epic multiversal Spider-Man film already out.
Yeah, that's true.
no,
So
it
it's
definitely.
like-
well, yeah, but I mean,
They on the tip with that.
Tobey Maguire, like everybody's seeing Tobey Maguire back in a Spidey suit
Yeah.
as like now he's like 40 something or whatever.
We're
but, like,
forgiving him for Spider-Man 3? Is
Yeah.
that what's
Of
happening?
course, he's
Yeah, we do.
First of all, Tobey
I was
Maguire
like, is
made
everyone forgetting that happened? Because
Tobey Maguire made Spider-Man 1 and 2, and that was enough for my teenage years before I
earned
discovered
himself enough
anime.
grace.
So.
yeah,
Yeah, but no, Spider-Man. That's my pick.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm most excited for one film you did say, and another film I don't know if you said, or maybe I missed it. Of course, they're the sciencey ones. I'm excited for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is the underdog. Like it's
I'm
excited
always,
for
it's
those
not
two.
a bad Ant-Man. Like
Yeah.
at all.
Both Batman,
Dude,
both Ant-Mans were solid.
Yeah.
They had good
And
comedy.
they tell a good
Yeah.
story,
Yeah,
like,
for
and there's
sure.
like all the
Yep.
familial stuff and stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that.
need to bring
It's
back
good
Michael
shit.
Pena because he's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Y'all want them to bring back T.I.?
I mean,
No, they
He
can.
was
They can.
unnecessary.
They
He was
can.
so he
They
was
can
mad.
if they
He's
want
not
to.
coming. He's not coming back.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh.
and he felt the way about that.
oh, I'm sure.
I
he
mean,
did.
he's
And
his
it was like,
character's
you're,
kind of
uh,
inconsequential. So
I was like, you're
Yeah.
very expendable. Like,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
I was like, you were a side character. You're fine.
super side.
Yeah, right.
Take your check, go home, be happy.
Right.
Wow.
You're
Love your
yeah.
wife or something.
Is he married? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Is he still? Yeah, they're still married. In any case.
Married with children. Sorry.
I'm excited for those two. I think most excited though is definitely Doctor Strange because Multiverse of Madness.
that's
My
what I'm
only
excited
fear
for.
is that they definitely said that they were going to tap on horror a little bit. Not a huge fan of horror movies in a general sense.
Wait, in the Ant-Man movie or
No,
the
in
Doctor
the
Strange?
Doctor
Oh,
Strange
okay.
one. And so I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan
I
of
mean,
that either.
they
Well, the main
they
character's
gotta-
supposed to be Nightmare, I think.
Right.
So
right.
Ooh.
he
The-
feeds on dreams like Freddy Krueger, basically.
I
Right.
know, and
Tragic.
this is the problem. This film I'm most excited about, and also the most terrified to see. Yeah, and I like the idea of the Eternals, but that also scares me too.
Why?
Because it's an ensemble film with no build up.
Well, I mean, that film is the build up, though.
No, but the problem is you got an hour and a half to tell the backstory.
It's a Marvel movie. It's 2.5 hours.
Make sense without being able to tell us.
Yeah,
much
I mean,
about them at all. That's hard to pull off in general.
Well, that's part of why
for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, well, also
but that's only like 5 or 6 people. You're talking about like what are there 11, 12?
Yeah, I mean, this is part of why it's that in particular sandwich right between Shang-Chi and Spider-Man. It's literally November. They could take the L if it's an L, but if it goes well, it's like no expectations other than the ones we're setting. Yeah. So like I think Marvel doesn't lose anything by doing that, but I see exactly what you're saying though. I'm not mad at it. Speaking of people being mad in Marvel,
segue.
Let's talk about
out the park.
Let's talk about my man. Right. Let's talk about my man. The lead character Shang-Chi. I'm just gonna say his last name. I saw a TikTok where somebody was teaching me how to say his name. I'm just gonna say Liu.
What?
Cool. That sounds right.
What?
His last name, the main character.
Oh, Lou.
Go play
Lou?
me. It's not Lou. It's not Lou.
What is
Liu?
It's not Lou.
Yeah,
that I know.
It's Liu.
Yes, that's what it is. It's fine. The Asian person told me that. Don't be mad at me. I'm trying to respect the culture, unlike people in this article. So a little while back, not too far ago, Disney CEO was talking about the flexibility of the studio's controversial theatrical day and the Plus premiere that. The new model pretty much that they're trying to do or sort of doing because of COVID. And I'll quote him first before I read the back and forth and stuff. And this was his quote in talking about it. He said, pardon me. We said we value flexibility and being able to make last minute calls. It's Chapek, the CEO of Disney. He said this during a call to discuss the third quarter earnings. And he said, my bad, certainly when we planned, we didn't anticipate the resurgence of COVID. He added, also indicating there's nothing in stone in regards to distribution prospects of the studio's future theatrical territory. That's all good. This is where it gets a little sticky. Dang it, I just had it. What in the world? Okay. In this whole call, he called the release of Shang-Chi during this time with that release model, an interesting experiment. So, Liu, he felt the way. First of all, let me read this tweet so he heard, that went viral. He heard about it. He's the lead character in Shang-Chi. And this is what he said. We are not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will preserve and embattle the year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the F up to make history on September 3rd. Join us. Right? Kevin Feige, who's like CEO at Marvel, called.
You said that so bad. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Okay, how would you pronounce his last name?
It's Feige.
I'm not saying that.
It's Kevin Feige.
I'm not saying
That's
that.
his name.
Feige? I'm not saying that.
Feige.
I'm whatever his mama says, that's what I'm gonna say. Kevin.
That's what his mama said.
He called him Kevin. You don't say, "Come here, Mr. Feige."
But you didn't say Kevin. You said
I said Kevin. I said Kevin first.
Tree? No, I
said okay. So this back and forth is going on. The Marvel Studios president, he comes out, obviously trying to calm everything down. I like when people like that ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's trying to like calm it down. Respond. He said, I think in particular the tweet you can see, and I think everyone does, it's a misunderstanding. It's not the intention. The proof is in the movie, and we swing for the fences as we always do with the amount of creative energy we put in it. And the budget, there's no expense spared to bring this origin story to screen. All right, guys, y'all got the background. Y'all got the story. How do y'all feel? Do y'all think that Leo is out of bounds for tweeting and going at the Disney CEO? You think Kevin is capping with this response?
I think that sometimes, sometimes, sometimes,
Well, who's this?
Yeah.
I mean, in this circumstance,
Say it with your chest.
The actor, because clearly he didn't. It's like context is king, you know. Listen to the whole sentence, the whole paragraph. You know, when you had to do like the writing and reading comprehension tests and stuff, and they would
you got to
do
read
a
things in
question.
context.
Like for instance, in this scenario, it would have been like, is what this guy said racist? And then you go back and you said, well, he did call a movie with all Asian people in it an experiment. Was he calling the movie an experiment, or was he talking specifically about the theatrical release during COVID, doing it theater only when they've been doing a dual release this entire time? But I think with the context, he's probably talking about the release being experimental and not the film in and of itself being experimental. And so I just feel like, you know, when you go back and then you have to answer that question on your ACT test, don't get it wrong. You know, just, you know, read the whole
I am
thing.
inclined to agree, especially with the Chinese theater market being so huge. You saw with like a bunch of other Marvel movies, like especially the Avengers movies, where the Chinese theatrical release like pushed everything like over $1 billion.
Right.
They probably make up a third of the total like Marvel sale numbers that you see, sometimes even more. But with this one, it'll probably be half of whatever the total ends up being after this. So I think just taking that into account, you could, like, they wouldn't say anything to mess that up, because even a racist likes money at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's why
so they wouldn't
heads
mess
of
up the
company
money.
are mostly quiet, because even if they're racist, they're like, oh, well, my buddy.
Well, this is the funny thing, is that if you say something that's taken as racist, if you're white, you can't say it wasn't racist.
Yep.
Somebody else
So
has to
they're
say
not
it
gonna
wasn't
say
right.
anything.
Yeah.
They can't say anything, or else it's gonna just like dig the hole a little deeper.
Yeah.
But taking the context, taking how important the Chinese movie market is, you should be able to deduce that he didn't mean he meant the actual
model
releasing in the theater. Yeah. And plus, they probably want to stay away from streaming with the Scarlett Johansson stuff too.
Can't afford to have another, because then it starts to look bad, because now the movies that you've done that with have been mostly animated, but the two live action you've done have been woman led and POC led,
which
and so
isn't necessarily like
those are only people that you cutting off.
Yeah.
So it looks optics wise, it's bad.
And
so even that they're taking the chance and doing it is them trying probably not to. Well,
if you did stream it and then told the woman in the Asian guy that you're not getting paid,
right?
That's not good. That's not gonna look good.
You know,
listen, their publicists are like,
you know, I'm with y'all. Only thing I didn't like was the Marvel.
What, Kevin Feige?
Well, yeah, like, so I'm okay with you saving face, but I don't like the proof is in the movie, where it's like, this wasn't about the movie.
Yeah.
This was about the comments made. Why are you trying to cover it up with, no, we care, look at the movie.
It's like the we're not racist, I have a black friend kind of thing, where it's like, we're not racist, we did a movie with like all Asians in it.
I feel like
it's like when they kneel with the kente cloths and
oh my God.
That shit was so fucking
get them congressmen out of here.
But and I'm like, Nancy Pelosi is like 80 years old. Why y'all make her?
She ain't gonna be able to get
off
up
the ground.
I need a little prayer to get up. Anyways, all that to say is, I think that I was okay with
the ancestor.
Lord have mercy. I was okay with the Disney CEO saying what he said because, like you said, in context,
he's on a business call talking
yeah,
about
he's on a business call, and it is interesting. I ain't gonna call it an experiment, but it is an interesting tactic to figure out, like, will it survive in this day and age, or are we gonna have to watch everything from streaming now on, or are we ever gonna be able to get back to the movies? Because obviously they're gonna keep putting things in movies if movies do well, but like. I don't know last time y'all been to a movie theater. It might have been half it. Or matter of fact, last time I was in the theater was with you and Frankie to see the
Mugen Train.
Mugen Train. And but it was like it was people in there. Yeah. But I'm like, it's Tuesday. Oh, it wasn't Tuesday. It was a random day.
Yeah,
it's like Monday. Yeah. Thanks, Frankie, for letting us go on a Monday.
$5 Tuesdays at Marcus, right?
I was like, Tuesday is the $5 days, or you go on a weekend with a crack. Anyways, all I had to say is, but all I had to say is. I think that I didn't appreciate like the kind of the covering up. Like it was never about whether or not you put enough money in the movie. It was whether or not like it was about words. Although I don't disagree with and that's what I'm saying. I feel like because if he would have shut up or just said, "Hey, I'm just not gonna comment on it," be fine. You know what I mean? But it'd be people.
Or if
it'd be the defense
like,
that be.
That's not what he meant.
Yes.
That's not what it meant.
Yeah, well, just stop adding. Well, don't add a, Anyways.
I don't think that would help either. I'm going to say I understand. I understand why he's frustrated because, like you said, context obviously matters. I get the frustration that, obviously you've been releasing everything on streaming services and in theaters simultaneously. I get like what Malcolm said too with the lawsuit that they're in with Scarlett Johansson right now. Like they're probably trying to alleviate that happening again because all of these movies would have started filming pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure in all of their contracts it said something about theatrical releases.
Yeah.
Being
they get
the majority,
bonuses
being the majority of their bonuses.
Well, I think that was the hidden language when he said we're flexible. Where they were probably like, COVID came back, we should put it on streaming and theater, and they was like, what? Let's not do that.
Disney's gonna worm their way out of this somehow. But I get why he's frustrated because. Even in the context, the language is a little tone deaf, is what I'm thinking.
Right.
I think it's just tone deaf. I don't think he meant it the way that Simu took it, but I think it's tone deaf. And I think he should apologize for it just for saving face purposes and for
or just reach out to him, hit him with a call.
Smoothing things over. Yeah, I think smoothing.
Or tweet him if you want to make a post.
Smoothing things over wise. I think is important, especially with today's cancel culture. I think it's super important that even if you didn't mean it like that, that you make some sort of public apology just for saving face wise. Is he a racist because of the comment? I don't think so. Like I said, I don't think he meant it that way.
No, because it's in the public and he took it the wrong way, I'd be like, hey, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah. But if it was just like me and another person, I'd be like, what?
Right. What are you saying? Speaking of continuing on the offense, people doing offensive things, and so I brought this up in pre-show, but I'll read it in context. So I'll read the BuzzFeed article, which is great because they got the direct quote and why people are taking issue with this. So Awkwafina, who also stars alongside my man in Shang Chi, has begun. So let me read this from BuzzFeed. Awkwafina has gotten some pushback for years due to cultural appropriation. Not a new thing. And now the claims have resurfaced thanks to an older interview with the actor. The star, who is currently promoting her new film, did an interview with Vice that went viral this week. And this is what she said in the interview. I refuse to do accents. I'm not okay with someone writing the Asian experience for an Asian character. She said, I make very clear I don't ever go out for auditions where I feel like I'm making a minstrel out of our people. And it's saying the comments receive a lot of backlash online with fans calling her out for her previous actions. And I'm not going to read what the fans say because, I appreciate when they put those in there. But
do their own research.
Right. So for
clarification, the Vice interview was recent.
No, the Vice interview was like within a couple years.
This comment is recent, right?
Yeah, the Vice interview was actually before that one movie that you like.
The Farewell.
Yeah, it was right. It was kind of before that, which was a couple years ago or whatever. But yeah.
So, but the quote came from a recent.
Yeah, a recent interview.
Okay. Makes sense. Why the fuck would she use the word minstrel? Like, that's just like, what? It's ironic. It's hilariously ironic. Because yes, her early career is based off of her being a comedic rapper.
Being a minstrel?
Yes. Essentially. It's not a minstrel in the way that she thinks of it, in the sense of like doing the like heavy Asian accent and playing like that stereotypical Asian role, but she was utilizing the caricature of Ebonics and Black culture in the inception of her public career. It was a huge part of who she was as a comedic rapper, coming out that she was like, that she was ghetto or whatever her term, like her presentation of what that was. And so, ironic that she would, have these views now. But on the other turn of that, I still gonna watch the movie. I thought she was excellent in The Farewell, and she did a really good job in Crazy Rich Asians as well, too.
And she was in Raya.
Oh yeah, she was the dragon in Raya. I didn't enjoy that as much.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Is an Asian person being a dragon a minstrel?
I'm crying.
Maybe. So
get out.
Yeah.
I can't stand you.
I'm not going nowhere near that. What I was gonna say is like, I don't know. I feel like and I like Awkwafina. She has a show out right now. It's on we just watched
the
it. What was
Nora thing I was just talking about? Or a different
No,
show?
Nora from Queens, is that the one? Yeah. So and I like that show. I think I guess my whole issue with this is she never said I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry for using black scent. Hey, I'm sorry for the whole ghetto image. And just kind of like, now that I'm like above it, I can just kind of make these comments to say, I ain't gonna make fun of my people, but other people.
Oh, she's listen, preach.
But that's this. I mean, this often happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think like
offering that. No, I'm just saying.
It's well, I'm saying like often like I think I always feel like black people always get like the brunt of everything.
Yeah, we be
but like,
shit on.
but right, but all, and we talked about this. We talked about this Asian hate episode too, like kind of this similar notion. And no Asian hate is allowed anywhere. It's not cool, guys. Just make sure that was known before I said this other statement that was controversial. But the problem is, it's like we talk about these rungs of, and I'm not just making this a race thing, but only because the nature of this, it's like we can take from the black culture, we can make fun of the black culture, we can do all we want to the black culture, but when it comes to my own pride and my own, and it's like, nah, don't talk about like my people. And so I think that's my issue. And then and somebody else actually I think on TikTok they were talking about like, yeah, no, she never said I'm sorry. Like you could have just been like, you know what, like my guy.
Tag that on to what she said. I'm minstrel, my people. And I know that, like I tapped into that with like the black community, blah, 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 or whatever.
Yeah,
and
or some people might
wrong.
feel, and that wasn't my intention. I just like rap music, but I can understand how. Even if you give one of them, I understand how, even though that's not really an apology.
Right.
But that I understand how you feel kind of apology.
But you know what the issue is that now she don't need black dollars.
That's what I'm saying.
So she don't have to.
She got that.
That
Asian
just
coins.
like Miley Cyrus did when she stopped being black. She started making
I don't
white
do
people
drugs,
music
I don't
again.
do anything. I don't even like rap music. Who?
Twerking.
Twerking? Mike who?
What? Who's 36 Mafia?
No, I think in general, I can't remember what I was watching or reading or whatever, but they were talking about the idea of blackness being something that other cultures put on as a source of rebellion. And then when they grow up or they mature or they come up, they discard the blackness that they wore as a cloak or whatever. That kids in the suburbia areas like listen to rap music because it feel the J. Cole song, talking to that young dude, that like these white kids are listening to your music because they think that's how being black feels. Yeah. And then when they grow up and they not on that shit no more, now your popularity is gone because you're kind of playing into that role that people are assigning to you and that people are trying to tap into while they're in their rebellious stages. But now we don't come up, so we don't need no niggas no more, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's...
No quiero.
Yeah, being able to take it off is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, right. There we go. Speaking of what you can take off, we're gonna get into our main show.
These segues is on point today.
Fruit baskets.
Oh my
goodness. which is a show about I'll spoil this part. A girl who's homeless. And who
they tell you that in the first episode.
Yeah, it's not really
like the first 2 minutes they tell you that. So
she's homeless and she encountered a family who I ain't gonna spoil a secret yet. They have a secret. We're spoiling everything, right?
Yeah.
So she comes in contact with a family who she's staying on their land. The Soma clan, who all are a part of the Zodiac. I would say curse almost. They're
Chinese
all
Zodiac.
And I ain't gonna get into specifics. All you need to know is she moves in with them and things get really interesting, sorta. From there, I was held my comments on the show. But what was y'all first impression of the show? 2 episodes in, how did y'all feel? Where were y'all at with it?
2 episodes?
Only 2.
Yeah, first 2 episodes.
Not second season. Almost finished.
Okay. I thought it was cute. I think even just watching the first 2 episodes, I was like, oh, this is cute. It's a reverse harem. I was talking to Malcolm about most reverse harems have to do with like, they're different than regular harems. Yeah. Like the guy harems are all about like, which girl is he gonna get with? The reverse harems are kind of like that, but they're more focused on the idea of like a really, really pure-hearted girl that just like is infectious.
Attracts
and then
all these broken ass niggas.
Right. And then her infectious, like beautiful nature influences all the guys around her really positively. And that's what kind of like draws us. So she's not like there's nothing remarkable about her outside of her soul usually. And then that just heals the men around her. And then that kind of is what makes people want to ship her with different people because she's a healing source of love and light. And so like when I was first watching, I was like, oh, this is gonna be super cute. So that was
real quick thought.
Yeah.
That was bred off what you just said. So she's reinforcing negative stereotypes about women being able to fix men. Let's just talk about it.
I'm here with the cat.
Let's just put that out there. Let's just put that out there.
The Godfather smoke. Let's go. I'm ready for it.
I just needed to clarify that.
In a Kevin Samuels type of way, he would the way he talks about women, he would concur with the idea that women are supposed to be like a healing, peaceful source.
Inspirational.
Not healing, but peaceful.
But peaceful and inspirational or whatever. Yeah.
Feminine.
Well, I'm just saying.
Was it feminine and something?
Something, yeah. Sorry.
That's funny.
So in that sense, but I do agree with you that it definitely is playing into this kind of idea of a trope of a woman being like this nurturing presence that just is like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna fix you.
Yeah.
But I don't think her trope was nurturing, no.
It is kind of.
Her character is that way. Like as the story progresses, she's not that way. But as far as the trope in reverse harems,
just
generally, the main character.
Well, I mean, she kind of is though because she like cooks for them, she cleans, she does.
That's true.
All of like
maybe
the
that is.
Because
then he does make comments sometimes like, "You're gonna be a great wife."
Yeah, right.
Kind of
like a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway,
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say since I interjected, I'll give my first 2 episode impression. So I actually really liked the first 2 episodes. I liked them a lot. I thought they had a good amount of like humor, like when they find her in the tent in the woods and he just like busts out laughing at her. Like,
yo,
what are you doing, bro? That part killed me. Like he literally bends over and laughs in her face. But like you live in a tent.
Yeah, that's what I was like. He made the observation, like, yo, you've been living here this whole time. Like he had just laughed and like kept it. He's like, no, we're gonna talk about this elephant in the room right now. Like
as if she wasn't beaten down by society enough that she was living in a tent in the woods. This grown ass man came over here and made fun of her for living in a tent.
So if you don't get your homeless ass,
exactly.
Like,
with the roast hand out, you know.
Oh Lord.
But no, so it had a good amount of humor in the first couple episodes. Yeah. I felt like it set up, honestly, for me. I'll wait for that. It set up good characters. Like you had your main cast that were introduced in those first 2 episodes, and like it worked. I felt like it worked really well. Like she was an idiot, but like a lovable idiot, and you have the guy, Yuki, who's the prince of the high school or whatever, and who's the cold-hearted one, and you have the cousin Kyo, and who always likes fighting, and specifically fighting Yuki. But no, I felt like it set it up really well, so I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
I think the intrigue with Shigure too is interesting.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's
really funny.
He's funny and he plays off this kind of like, look, I'm funny.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Kisuke Urahara from Bleach. Yeah, he gives me those kind of vibes.
I was just gonna say that. It's like, oh, it's cool, everything's fine.
He's got an agenda though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I'm low key a genius. And I can end this whole thing right now.
Exactly.
It's like, yo, what? But you was cool for a whole season. First impressions, Malcolm.
I thought the setup for the story was cool. Her character was, just super sweet, innocent, kind of ditzy. Well, I would say absent-minded, probably more than anything. It's probably the right word. Absent-minded. The rivalry between the cat and the rat, that was cool. It was like to see it. It was fun. Like where it's like it was kind of like a family rivalry. Like something you would do with your cousins for real. Just always get beat up by your cousin. You always try to take them out one way or another.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie? Was cool. Adam Sandberg movie where his whole goal was that he's trying to beat his dad's ass.
That just came out, didn't it?
No, it's an old movie.
Is it with Adam Sandler? No, not the one with Adam Sandler.
Andy Samberg or whatever.
I'm saying he got one with
the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He got one with Adam Sandler. Yeah, I'm not sure. Too. Maybe it's that one.
I can't remember the name of it, but his whole every year on one of their birthdays, they fight. Every single year, and he always loses to his dad. But that's like their tradition. But that's what
I used to do that.
And then one day you won.
Yeah,
and that ended that.
Because I'm a large individual.
That was so funny. Part of me is like, is that dent still in the grass?
Speaking of family dynamics, how did y'all feel about I know we talked about because I also appreciated the rivalry. Because those are always that trope will always be a cool thing to see in any anime. It's like y'all are really going at it every single episode, which is always great. How did y'all feel about that family dynamic with the Soma clan in general? I know some of us a little further than others, but how do y'all feel about it's weird, but it's also some levels of comfort, but it's also some levels of scary. Mm-hmm. And where are y'all at with it?
I liked it until they introduced Hattori and Momiji. Mm-hmm. I liked it until then, which is still pretty early. I don't like Momiji. I do like Hattori. Because Momiji annoys the hell out of me.
But did you hear his story?
I don't care.
It's so sad though.
It is. They all have, terrible backstories.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse the fact that he's annoying as hell.
Without a doubt.
So
I thought when they introduced his character.
Zenitsu, by the way.
See, but that's the thing though.
Just
so here's why I don't like Momiji's character.
Yeah.
I don't like Momiji's character because he's not the only character that's like that though. So, because they start introducing other family members, and each successive family member they introduce just gets freaking weirder and weirder. And like, I lost almost complete interest in the show after they introduced Hachan or whatever the cross-dressing cousin. That's the
Oh yeah.
Oh,
what animal is he?
I can't remember any of the animals or names, so
but
don't ask me.
he's the he's the one that shows up in the kimono and like he's like excessively apologizing for everything, and that just pissed the hell out of me. I was like, you're so freaking annoying. Like, so annoying.
Yeah.
So the combination of him, Momiji's clingy ass, and then just all the weird, like the tiger that like got like 5 seconds of shine in their first episode because they just kept biting her ass, and I was like, what the hell is going on with this damn show?
Yeah.
Like, it started off really well, and then the more characters from the Soma family they introduced, like, just the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they set up a compelling villain in Akito or whatever that guy's name is, because F that guy. They set up a compelling villain in him pretty early on. And then, like, I like Hattori's story and, like, how at first they're like, don't trust them, don't, like, go in a room alone with him. And then you find out that he's just actually just, like, a hopeless romantic.
Right.
Who's like Sasuke with a heart.
Super sad backstory. Yeah. Right. Pretty much.
He's like, he's got the cold exterior, but he actually does care about everybody.
Yeah.
And then from him on, I was just like, I can't stand any of these family members. I can't stand any of them.
Did you get to the part with Momiji's backstory?
No.
Probably not.
So Momiji is half German, half Japanese. And so one part of the thing he talks about is that when a parent has one of the kids that becomes the thing, he was like, imagine your first time holding your baby, and as soon as you go to grab him, he turns into an animal.
Yeah.
He said most moms either become very overprotective or they reject you, and his German mother rejects him.
Yeah.
And like literally has the same way that other guy's fiance has a mental breakdown when he gets hurt. She has a mental breakdown after she gives birth to him, and she for years is just not able to get it back together. Then his dad begs him to let his mom forget that he exists. So he was like, just so that she can get better, she got really sick or something like that, and she just couldn't get better. He was like, but she might get better if you let her forget who you are. So he agrees to, and right before she gets ready to get rid of her memory, she talks about how much she like hates that she had a monster kind of thing. And he hears her say that or whatever. And so that's like part of his kind of like arrested development type of story. But in that sense, the family dynamic for me is that I think is really interesting, in particular about the 13 for the Chinese zodiac, is that they're all, and it becomes interesting because there's a reason why they're all connected, but they're all connected by their trauma and the abuse that they've gone through as being a part of the Chinese zodiac. And so there's this kind of like weird, off-putting, but like endearing camaraderie they have with one another, where they're almost obsessed with one another, but it's because they've been forced together and forced away from their family units in a lot of cases. Like they've literally had to abandon who they should have been able to be attached to and had to cling on to one another. And so you have a lot of the older ones have a little bit better perspective because they're starting to get hip to game and they want to try to break the curse. And so they're trying to set up the younger ones so that like they can start to try to break the curse. But the younger ones are still really, really, really tied to the trauma of like who they are and the curse that they've been, subjected to or whatever. And should I spoil?
Yes.
We're here.
What's the name?
Akito. Yeah.
Akito is a woman.
What?
All right, that makes sense.
She was forced to be a man because her mother felt like it wasn't appropriate for a woman to lead the family and to be the head of the zodiac. Though in the same way that they're cursed to be the spirits of the different zodiac, she's forced to take on the spirit of God in that kind of sense. And so it's her responsibility to bind them together into the curse. And so she's kind of like, she's the tormentor. She's all of their tormentors or whatever. But then that also is tormenting herself. And so it's the kind of like a Machiavellian, do you rule by love or fear? And so she ruled by fear. And so she inflicts terrible mental abuse on Yuki that he just cannot recover from. In the way that they tie the dynamics between the different characters and they raise them up so that they embody the spirit of the zodiac, so it matches the story. Who's attracted to the other person is destined. Who hates each other is destined. You know, who's friends is destined. Like they don't have a choice, even in the camaraderie that you witness in there. It's like they're all cursed and destined to be that way, and they've been that way for generations. Even the cats Shisu that raised him on the mountains or whatever comes back, and they share some of his story, which is super sad too. But part of the reason why his master takes him in is because he felt guilt because his grandfather embodied the cat spirit, and they literally locked him away in a dungeon, and nobody would talk to him or anything like that. And he said he met his grandfather one time, and he tried to give him like a treat, and he said, "No, I don't want it because it might curse me." And his grandfather's just like, "Okay." And it was like that was his interaction with him, but he started to realize how terrible all of this was for the Zodiac specific characters as they became older. So she becomes kind of this like light that maybe they can like end it kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's start. And I'll wrap this in one question. These questions in one question. What are some interesting moments and some things you disliked about the show? Some interesting moments or interesting characters, or all of your dislikes?
I got a list.
I'll say I like Wave Girl for sure.
Yeah.
She's funny, bro. She's hilarious.
Especially with the first interaction, like where she goes to they go to the house. She spends the night, her and her friend or whatever. They spend the night, and then they're like, "Be careful," because she's like the Wave Girl. And she's like, "Oh, it's all good." And then like at the end of the dinner, she's like, "Oh man, you guys are like a cat and a rat." And they like, she about to discover our secret, but she just saying it. She's not even like connected. So I appreciated those moments with her because she had a couple of them in the show, and I was like, "Oh, look at them like letting a normal person kind of just have strong intuition." You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah.
Like in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yep. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
so
man.
yes,
That's funny.
without a doubt.
Should we just go around and say one or like a couple, or I'll just start.
Let's
go for
I
it.
do my
Do your
list. Do my
laundry
list.
list.
Just
Air it all out.
dump
Air
it
it all
all.
out. Okay.
Dump it all.
So I'll start with one thing I did like. So the intro is good. I liked the intro. Gave me mad K-pop or K-drama, K-pop vibes.
Okay.
So I like the intro. The second intro though, not great.
That's why. What episode is that?
Like at 15-ish, 14, something like that. Like halfway through the first season, I think, roughly. The intro changes,
the intro and the outro.
and it's not good. The intro and the outro, not good. Second time around, not great. My second thing on the list, I kind of already said, but Akito, he can get wrecked. Third thing, Hattori had like the best / worst love story of all time in anime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was tragic.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to finish the episode. I'm like, why are you still telling this story, bro? Like, stop.
That really was where that moment that I decided that Akito could just like screw off. Yeah, exactly. Because that was bogus. Another thing I thought was weird is that the animal transformations are always hilarious.
Yeah.
So because you think you have an idea of what animal they're going to be based on,
like
the Zodiac and kind of like how they've been introducing the character, and then they transform and you're like, did not see that coming. Like with Hattori being the seahorse. I was like, with him being a
seahorse?
Yeah, I was like, bruh.
But it's not even being like, it's not even like biologically correct because like he don't got to be really being water. And so that's what she's freaking out or whatever. I'm like,
so that one cracked me up.
Useless.
What's his face? Hatsuharu being a cow was hilarious.
That was funny.
So when they introduced him and like those girls were like, "Oh, he's so cool," and then he like
And
hops
gets
on that
on the
bike,
bicycle.
and then he hops on that bike and goes away, and he always has those moments where he's like a cow.
Yeah.
So though, like the animal transformations are funny and random.
Yeah.
And then the way that they always happen on accident the first time.
Yeah.
You're always introduced to who they are on accident.
Yeah.
Those are hilarious. Definitely, I already mentioned it. The funniest moment that, in my opinion, was the tent, where he just like laughs in this girl's face.
Yo.
And then the second thing I thought was hilarious, which you two probably haven't gotten to yet, but you would know, is when the student council president doesn't believe that Hatsuharu's hair is white, and so
she's like, "How did you prove it to him?"
Yeah, and then the guys are like,
"I mean, I could show you."
Right. So, context for you guys, since you're probably not gonna finish it. So Haru is introduced, and he's the cow, and he's got white hair, but he's got like black hair at the base. And so like the student council president is just like lighting up him and Momiji for their outfits, because Momiji's wearing the girl's uniform, and Haru's got like, he's like bedazzled out like he's part of a boy band.
Oh yeah, this is at the class thing.
You saw that part?
Yeah, I saw the part.
Oh, okay. When they first joined the school, so you might have you might have seen it. And so then the student class president's like going in on Haru like, that can't be your real hair color. Yada yada yada. And so then Dark Haru comes out whenever he gets mad. And so he's just like, he gets in his face and he's like confronting him. And then he's like, "Oh, you want me to prove it?" And he grabs him by the collar and like literally drags him into the bathroom. And you have probably about 5-second pause where you're like, "Oh, damn, that's what he's doing in there?" And then you hear the class president like scream in the bathroom. And then he comes out and he's like, "It's real. It's real.
That's his real hair color."
That's his real hair color." And I mean, obviously, so he showed him,
Yeah.
the different part.
And then
you can't show him public.
And then the girl was like,
different area.
Not the public parts.
Not the public parts.
Why do you not know that penises have hair?
Yeah.
Like, did she not go?
So we trying to get monetized eventually,
sorry,
which is
my
why.
Bad. My bad.
You can curse, you just can't say body parts like that.
Sorry.
Gotta keep it
Well,
PG.
I just was confused why she wouldn't know unless she's just not gone through puberty yet.
Well, she's
they're all in high school, right?
She's too innocent.
Yeah, they're in high school.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. And my last thing real quick is, okay, so I actually put it in what monkey that Richan is. So Richan is the monkey. The animal is the monkey. Richan, the cross-dressing monkey I put, is super annoying.
That's the his mom owns the hot springs. Did you get to the hot springs episode? I think that's the one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Where she's like,
She's
she
like freaking out,
apologizes for her son at the hot springs to her.
Makes sense.
Before anybody even meets him, and you don't meet him for a minute,
Makes
and
sense.
then you're just like, "Oh, okay," and then you're like, "Oh, okay," because you said it was your son, and then we see him, and we're like, "Oh, look, the cute little girl," and you're just like, "Oh no, that's a boy."
Yeah,
and then you're like, "Oh shoot."
Yeah, it was a lot of fluidity on the show.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, that's not uncommon.
Yeah, that's not uncommon
especially
at all.
in reverse harems too.
Yeah.
You have a lot of like the
cute boy that dresses
cute
like a
boy
girl
thing,
and
yeah.
Any other interesting moments or dislikes? Malcolm, you didn't give any.
Not in particular. I just in general kind of like the girl.
Yeah.
Just so cutesy and so innocent and such a positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
Gives you hope
Yeah.
in human beings.
Yeah.
Even though she's a cartoon.
Yeah.
I appreciate
in general,
how they
that's-
did her like that.
Like she was super
Yeah.
appreciative of everything that she had. And it was like, oh.
Right.
Yeah, even though she had a tragic backstory.
Yeah.
With her dad passing really early and her mom passing of her mom passing.
It's funny because
and her
like,
family treated her like crap.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bro, it was so funny when they went
the
in and they like
grandfathers-
rescued her after their grandfather
Yeah.
just smacked the hell out that one
Smacked
dude.
him.
Yeah, he smacked the hell out
I
of
was
him.
like, thank you, somebody.
Right.
Oh, I was like, oh
Right.
man, this is not gonna be good.
on cue.
But as soon as I
And
was
he
like,
did the
grandfather
old
coming
man slap
through.
where it didn't look like he moved.
Right.
Exactly.
Like if I do this more,
Right.
I still won't break a sweat. So you can imagine.
Yeah.
Just slapped you in
It
his
was
hand
good
back
to
in his
see that
pocket.
Right.
someone- it was good to see that someone still loved
Yeah,
her, like
right.
someone that was her blood still loved her.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like even just having something like that offers her enough hope, if that makes sense too.
Yeah.
She doesn't need a lot to have joy, essentially.
Those whole first couple episodes, I'm like, you're not a burden. You're not a burden at all.
Yo,
what
let's
about
do
you?
it.
What's your list?
Oh, I gave a couple of mine.
Oh,
already.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, because I definitely agree with that tip part. With that tip part, I might have LOL.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the gym, but I might have LOL, like, for real. Like, it's like, yo, what? You can't just say stuff like that to people.
Yeah.
Like, just,
Especially
and while
children.
they're, you know, and it was, I don't know if that was after her tent got, the mountain
No, it was before.
avalanche.
It was before.
Yeah, it was
that.
So yeah,
That was
no,
before.
and then after that was funny too to me,
Yeah, it
even
was.
though like it was like a tender moment.
With the
Like,
typhoon, the typhoon part.
yeah, and I'm like,
She was like, it's nothing.
she's like, oh, it's fine.
She's like, I stayed outside all the whole last time.
That's fine. You would have died if you was staying there
Right.
any longer, which is funny. Anyways, let's rate the show. 1 to 10. No 7s, but adjustable 6s are allowed. Where are we at rating the show?
So I had watched the show, the first iteration, that obviously the mangaka was not thrilled with. And then I had watched and stopped or whatever this more current version. I got further than I thought I did, if that makes sense. In any case, I haven't seen any of the third season yet, but I do know how the story ends. But in any case, I still am like, for this particular series, I'm at like an 8 out of 10. I'm at an 8 out of 10. The only reason why I don't rate it higher is because because there are so many characters, it does tend to get really, really tropey, even though they do a good job as the seasons progress of fleshing out particularly Zodiac characters, making you understand like more why they are the way that they are. It still leans heavily into the tropes, and sometimes that can get a little annoying. But as far as like the story and kind of how they go about things and all that kind of stuff, protagonists and stuff, 8 out of 10. I know I'm gonna probably be the highest rating for the show.
Well, that's because you've seen the most too. So
Yeah, I have context.
I think for me, it started probably at like an 8 for me. Like the first half of the first season I really enjoyed, and then the second half of the first season I have not enjoyed. So I'd probably bump it down to like a 6. I probably, honestly, thinking about it, I will probably finish it.
Yeah.
Just because at this point, like I kind of want to know.
Yeah.
Like I just want to. It's not. I mean, and I'm hoping that it will get better again to my original 8. And I kind of feel like it probably will, but I just gotta get over the annoying characters, which usually isn't a problem for me, but this one specifically, too annoying.
I don't know, because I didn't get to the point where you got where it might start getting a little annoying.
Okay.
So to be fair, I think I'll give it an 8 because what I saw I liked, but I'm still kind of incomplete. But it was good, but it's hard for me to become fully invested in these types of stories. But
Yeah.
I can appreciate the story for what it is so far. So I'll probably finish it too to see how it ends up.
Yeah. I did a good job of not spoiling the end.
Yeah.
So, yay me. Now you can finish it.
Oh, you
with a little
finished something
surprise.
and you
Shut up.
knew the end.
Shut up.
Need it.
I had to get one. I think that's the only one this episode.
Right.
There were a lot before.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving it an adjustable 6. Just because it could be adjustable if I watch it. I probably won't finish it. And it's not because it's like a really bad story. Like we watched something we gave really low ratings before.
Oh, everybody hated Toradora.
Oh yeah. This isn't that. Right? Like this is like an actual
Toradora is another slow grow where it gets
okay.
good later. But you have to
I thought
watch
we rated Yasuke pretty low too.
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
we?
we
Yeah,
well,
pretty low too.
Yeah, but like I think as far as like Toradora's like slice of life and this is close. Yeah,
it's more shoujo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I didn't hate it. it's just not the story I'm looking for right now
Yeah.
in my life. Like I like
That's funny.
like this, like we're gonna get into like Tokyo Revengers, and that's a story for me around like, all right, I need a story right now. Like I would like to watch this. But I think this it started okay, but it started slow. I don't know if I'm gonna watch 20 episodes for one season.
24.
20
I thought it was 26.
25.
20
It's 25?
25.
Oh, I thought it was 24.
25 episodes. Like
Going once.
I'll give ReZero that energy. I'll give
Yeah,
like
right.
another anime that's like in a different genre, that kind of energy. But I don't know if I'm gonna invest my
Like in a
personal time in it.
romancy show.
Well, no, because I like romancy stuff, but I just like feel like this is not about. It's like the romance is not even the baseline. It's like general love as like the idea,
Yeah.
and the story is kind of laying it all out, which is fine.
Would y'all watch a romance one?
If
A
it's
romance?
good,
I
I'll watch
have
anything.
What is it? Fly to the moon or Fly Me to the Moon?
Are
Have y'all
you
heard of
good
that
at
one?
suggesting things?
Shut up, Malcolm.
I
I feel like now he's fishing for it.
Right.
Whatever.
I wasn't, but I'm just a natural.
But yeah, so that's what I give it. I give it a 6. I didn't, like I said, I didn't hate it. I definitely didn't finish enough of it to give it like a unbiased review. But like I said, I just think I think they spent a lot of time on that the Zodiac stuff, and I think I was like, all right, okay, animal. Okay, okay, all right, I get you.
I mean,
get
it
I
is kind of
understand
the
it.
point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's the only point. You know what I mean? Like it's it. Like it's the only point. Nothing else matters in a general sense of love. But that's fine.
It just reminded me of the back of the menu at the Chinese restaurants we used to go to.
Yes. What you do?
Like,
Y'all
ooh,
know what year
am
y'all
I?
are?
I'm year of the rat.
The horse.
I think I'm year of the. It might be year of the dog.
What year of the goat?
Yeah, I think I'm year of the dog, which is weird.
Malcolm's the year of the rat.
Year of the rat.
Okay, you
Yeah.
Do
do.
you feel like Yuki?
Cool.
Where you're just
Yes.
naturally good at everything.
And low key
Yes.
insecure about how you can't connect with people in
Yes.
certain ways.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
I am.
That's what the fun thing about
Yes,
seeing the
actually, yes.
characters before they transform is you're like, let me look back at the thing. How was the board supposed to be acting? It's like she did kind of
She
act
was
like
funny.
the board.
Yeah, she was.
You know what I
hilarious.
mean? Like that kind of thing is
Yeah.
funny. So if you know the Chinese zodiac, you can call it before they transform. It's fun.
Yeah. Dope. Yo guys, that's the show. It was great. It was great topics. Great people, of course. Yeah. Y'all know the slogan. Stay colorful. Peace. Peace. Yeah.